So this video is to support you on the journey of an uncontested divorce, and I'm taking you through the whole process. The first thing is DIY divorce or uncontested divorce. When can you do a DIY divorce and how does it work and how do you do it? So when to do a DIY divorce, my suggestion is when there's a short marriage, when there are no children involved, when there are no assets, or when you settled your divorce through mediation or collaboration and all the documents are drafted and signed. So let's talk about uncontested divorces. You can get your documents through mediation or collaboration. The first thing that needs to happen in mediation is that your children needs to be discussed. So firstly is care and contact. I know I'm going very fast, but I've got so much of this on other. This is more a recap than anything else. So once you have your parenting plan that sets out your care and contact plan, and once you have your maintenance agreement that handles the maintenance of the children, then you move on to the division of assets between the spouses. And that depends, of course, on how you are married, in community of property, out of community without the accrual, or with the accrual system. And then, is there spousal maintenance payable for a spouse? Now, once these documents are done, this we call the parenting plan, and this we will call the settlement agreement. Right, so when all of this is done, then the court process takes place. And this is what DIY divorces is about. Okay, so the court process, you can go to court in one of two ways. You can go to the divorce court in your region, in your area, or your attorney can do the process for you in the High Court. It's much more simplified because they do everything for you. Okay, what's the difference in cost between your attorney doing the divorce in the High Court and your attorney doing the divorce in the divorce court? I would say about 850 Rand. Not a huge difference because the process is the same. Okay, so you can do your DIY yourself in the regional court. The High Court, I would say only an attorney can do it. It's very intimidating there. Okay, so what's the process? Firstly, you start with a summons. In my divorce by design program or workshop, I set out this in detail, how this works. But basically, in short, the summons is where the plaintiff is the person that goes to court, issue a document to the court called the summons to ask the court for some relief, for an order. Okay, now in this instance, it would be very simple and a very simplified document. You can get this, or if you want to do it after hours at home, we've got all the documents available for you on our website. And I've got the tutorial. So if you want to use the court documents and you don't know how to do it, we've got the tutorials taking you through the document line by line. Okay, so the POC, that stands for short for particulars of claim. That document needs to be attached to the summons, and it's setting out the reasons for your divorce, it's setting out the history of the marriage, and then your request of what you need. With that, you need to attach your settlement agreement. If you don't have a settlement agreement and you know your spouse is not going to contest it, you just have this POC and the summons. And if the defendant, your ex-to-be, don't appear in court within 10 days to defend the divorce, then the court will put the matter, or the clerks will put the matter on the roll, and you will have an uncontested divorce by default. Your spouse can, however, come and ask for a rescission of that judgment. On what grounds? Firstly, that he didn't get the documents, that's one reason, or he didn't know that the matter is on the roll. And if he does or she does that, then you have a contested divorce. So having a signed settlement agreement and a signed parenting plan makes it much safer to have an uncontested divorce. Right, so you attach your settlement and your parenting plan to the particulars of claim. And you also need, if you have children, a document called Annex A. It goes to the family advocate and it's informing the family advocate that their children involved. Now here's the rest of the process. You also need to add a statistics form. That is also a document that you just fill in. Now, the next thing is, it's not on this list and it's pretty new. You need a document that says that the matter cannot be mediated or it has been mediated. That's a court document that needs to be attached to your summons. All right, so you will then go to the clerk of the court. The clerk of the court will give you a case number, and that case number will be your reference. It's your file number. Okay, so then you take this bundle of documents, your summons, your particulars, this whole bunch, and you take it to the sheriff. The sheriff then will take it to the defendant. The defendant is the person who's getting sued for the divorce. Now, if you know you're going to take the summons to the divorce, maybe phone your ex-to-be and say, come with me, and we will ask the sheriff to serve it on you at their offices. The reason for that is you don't want the humiliation of the sheriff knocking on the door when the children are there. It's upsetting. Or that they rock up at their work. That's embarrassing. So the best way in an uncontested divorce is do it amicably, take your ex-to-be with you. Then you need to wait 10 days, and then they will give you a court date. Now, lately, it's about 2-3 months before you can get a court date. Then the plaintiff will appear in court, and they will then go under oath. The magistrate will ask them some questions, and then they will grant the order if they're happy with the papers. Okay, so how can we assist you? Firstly, divorce is a very traumatic experience, and we have workshops available to support people through the process. We've got Rebuild Your Life After Divorce, Finding Meaning in Divorce. It's about rebuilding your self-esteem. It's about rebuilding your life, if I haven't said that. And we also have divorce retreats. We can do online coaching, and I can give you legal advice. And then, as I said, we have all the documents that you need online. We can give you advice, and there are also online tutorials on how to fill in the documents. I trust this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.